Hey everybody, we're gonna start the latest Planterview. Right now we're just gonna wait a few minutes, a few seconds before everybody joins in. Thank you guys. Sorry, I was playing soccer, and my apologies for being a little late. Hello. Thank you for joining. Let me invite a few people. Hey Ginger. Hey Amy. I guess it didn't accept.
Hey,
Hey Ginger, how are you?
great. How are you?
Good. Sorry, it took me a little extra longer to join in.
No problem.
Oh, look, Amy's joining soon. Let me see, I accepted her. Let's see if she can join in. Okay, here you go. Hey Amy,
Hi.
how you guys doing?
Good.
Sorry guys, it took me a little longer. I gotta admit, I was playing soccer. I was at a soccer game and I was finishing the game and took a little extra longer. I thought it was gonna be shorter. Hey,
Hi.
how's it going?
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
So this is gonna be the number of people we can have in a live. We were testing it yesterday for those of you that are in the live, and yeah, it took us a little longer. We were testing it; it wasn't working, so we will be rotating at around 10 to 15 minutes, and then yeah, feel free to just let's start a conversation. The topic today will be primarily on fertilizers. What are your thoughts and your experience with fertilizers? I want to take a moment and introduce everybody, or let everybody introduce themselves. So if you want, we can start with Ginger, and yeah, just give us a quick intro to those that maybe will be joining in later and watching the recorded version of it. Before we start with the introductions, how are you guys feeling so far?
Everything's great. Great.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's start. Let's start with the introductions. So yeah, let's start from top to bottom.
All right. My name is Ginger LaRue. I am the owner of Building Upward. I am an herbalist, a horticulturalist. I farm and grow all of the plants that I use to make plant-based herbal healing. So that's me, and our account's Building Upward.
All right. Wants to be next?
Is it me? I can't see anybody else. I can only see three
Really?
of us.
Oh
Me
man,
too.
are you're not able to see me?
No, I can see you, but there
Oh,
was four, and now there's only three. So I just didn't know if I just couldn't see somebody or.
I see everybody. Maybe somebody in
Okay.
the chat. If you can tell us if you can see us. I was having the same issue in the previous live. With Botanic Garden, Diego Maldonado, he couldn't see me for some reason. But on the recorded version, I was able
Oh,
to record both. And I can see you all for
okay.
sure.
Amy says she got bumped
Yeah, I
out.
just saw
So
that. Okay, well then I'll go next.
Oh
So,
man, let me try to join her back. But yeah, go ahead.
oh,
Go ahead.
I'm
Yeah, go ahead.
Shelly, and my account is Shelly's Planty Life. I have indoor plants, and now that it's gardening season, I have gardens and stuff outside. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have little kids and lots of dogs, and that's it.
Thank you, Shelly. Welcome. Um, if I'm trying to have Amy join back in, but it doesn't seem like she can join. Um, well, in the meantime, let me introduce myself. So I am Daniel Daza. I have the account Boogie Rocking Everywhere. I started it because I have a passion for, and I started learning of a passion for caring for plants, and so it's been a journey. I've been learning through IG a lot and TikTok, and from many of you guys actually. I follow your accounts, and I've had the pleasure to learn from your experiences as well. And so I want to continue to help everybody else, just share the knowledge that I've acquired. Let everybody give a forum to everybody that has a passion for plants as well to share their knowledge. And so this is why I started the Planterview. It was, I found that this to be something that is not as common as I would have liked. And so I took it upon myself to give a forum to people to just be able to share that. And also get to know those people at a more personal level. I found that, you follow an account, you follow somebody, um, but you don't really necessarily know who they are. You see their likes and dislikes, perhaps on the plant caring, but you don't really get to know the person until you hear them speak, right? And so I want to open it for people to get to know you more at a personal level, so that they can connect with you. They can the conversations can be more relevant. And so this is why I started this page. So I hope we can continue to do this. I hope we can give the opportunity for others to share their experiences, share their knowledge, make a community out of this. So I hope we can do this with you guys as well. So before we start, I'm giving it a try to invite Kira from Keeks underscore corner. Let's see if she can join, because for some reason I wasn't able to put back Amy on the live. Before we start, what are you guys' expectations of this quick, get together? What do you guys like to see? What do you want to share with in this forum, in this live stream event? Why don't we start with you, Ginger?
Hey, so I think we chatted a little bit about we were going to focus on fertilizers and our practices for this discussion. And for me, we talked about this a little bit before, Daniel, that I don't really use fertilizers in the traditional sense of like chemical fertilizers. I am an active composter. I have a vermiculture worm farm. I also do some just traditional composting with just leaf piles in the yard and where I have it, just allowing the nature to do its own work. I do have a container garden, and so I will use extended release fertilizers there because it prevents burning of the plants. But with that type of fertilizer, you have to be careful about salt. So you just have to make sure that you let it water the whole way through. So that's kind of what I do. My tips and tricks with fertilization is a lot of natural stuff.
Awesome. And I actually see a comment from Amy. I've been trying to try to kick her out and get her back in, but for some reason I can't do that. IG is not cooperating, but she's saying that I guess part of her expectations is to to try to help uh, plant babies grow stronger and thrive. So I would assume also help those that love those plant babies, to help them grow and get stronger and thrive, and give tips on people to help them do that. So yeah, go ahead, Shelly.
Um, well, I've only ever used two fertilizers. The first one I ever used was just the Miracle Grow, the little pump that you get from the store. It's just an indoor plant fertilizer. And that one actually works really good. I used to use that on my bird of paradise and my rubber trees, and they all loved it. But then I saw this, I don't remember the creator that it was, but they were talking about how their Monstera albo grew from a cutting to, it was huge in just a year. And he was saying that the reason is because when he started using this fertilizer that I use now, it was made a huge difference. So this is what I use, the growth technology foliage focus. So I use this on all of, can you see it? But
Yeah,
I
no, I
use,
can. This, yeah.
yeah,
It's
I
backwards.
use this on all of my indoor plants, and then I also use this is the silica that I use, but I use that and this on every single one of my indoor plants. I don't use it on the outdoor plants. My gardening plants, I don't really use, the only fertilizer I use out there is it's blood meal, and it comes like, I don't know, it's not a powder, but it's blood meal that's been like ground down. So I use that and I like sprinkle it in the ground with it, and then I'll occasionally sprinkle it on top. And but that's just for like the vegetables and stuff. And that really does seem to help them grow pretty big pretty quickly.
That's awesome. And so the products that you just mentioned, are they organic or um they're semi-ish?
I have no idea. I mean, the silica, it just says that it's soluble silica. I mean, so I don't know if they're organic or not. I have no idea. I after I saw that guy's Monstera, I was like, what is this? So I started looking at it and I saw all the reviews from it about everybody talking about how great it was. And then I got it and it really, like, once I started using it, my plants really started taking off. So I'm like, I'm just gonna, it's kind of expensive, but I'm gonna just keep using that one.
Gotcha. And so let me ask you this: if I'm assuming, Ginger, for example, you would take more of a stance on the organic type of solutions. Why? What is your stance in perhaps using something that perhaps is not as organic, but is very effective? Maybe it doesn't do as much as pollution. Maybe it doesn't do as much as harm. But what is your stance in maybe taking an opportunity and using that for plants?
So the thing that I try to focus on the most is prevention. And so the things that you can do to support plant health without adding types of fertilizers or anything like that is just make sure that you have the right sunlight needs met for your plant, that it gets the right amount of water, that the soil type is the right type of soil. Again, having a lot of things in the soil, like if you do a soil test, I'm your community, if you're in the States, like you can go to your extension agent and you can get your soil tested and they can tell you what your outdoor soil is. So you can figure out what might be missing, if it's acidic or if it's too basic. So you can do all those things just to encourage the plant health and make it healthy without adding a whole lot into the soil, like making the soil healthy and improving the soil health itself.
Gotcha. Um, so for my end, if you were to ask me the same question, I really haven't had a stance yet. um, so maybe from your experience and both of you, is there any particular reason why organic, tends to be of course, organic tends to be the better way for the most part for eating, for whether it is for humans or for animals, or and now for plants as well. Any thoughts, any learnings that you've had when it comes to organic that are more beneficial? And I want to say Shelly is the one that has a little bit more of the experience on that. But feel free to. I'm sorry, not was it Shelly? I confuse names. Sorry, Ginger. Ginger is the one that potentially has the more experience because you've studied and you created your own brand as well. You've created your own ingredients. But Shelly, feel free to jump in if you've learned of any particular organic solutions that maybe you've learned has a better way to you know prolong the life of the plant, maybe make it behave, not grow faster or
So
healthier. So
can
feel
I
free.
ask a question to Shelly? Because Shelly, I know you have a lot of indoor plants that are absolutely amazing. And like growing plants indoors is so different than growing plants outdoors.
Yes.
So like when I was talking about the things that I do for an outdoor garden, the soil testing, all that, what kinds of things do you do with an indoor garden that you take care of, like to make sure that they get what they need?
Well, like right now I have grow lights all over my house. My husband he hates it. They're all over the place because my house, like most of our windows are north facing, but we have a ton of trees. So right now the plants are kind of happy because the leaves haven't grown back on our trees yet. But once they do, like all of my all of my string of things are on the front of the house that will get nowhere near as much light. So I usually move those out to a side porch, which is on the west side, and it has a huge view of the sky, which I learned from another creator saying like that's the best for indirect light. And so, I mean, right during the winter, I have a ton of grow lights all over my house, but my back porch is where most of them go. And it, same thing, like we don't have a whole lot of trees in front of the back porch. So it's tons of indirect light, but they're still in the shade. So they're not getting just burned up during the summer. And then I just bring them inside. But I really do think that the fertilizer has definitely helped because even like all of my rubber plants are still growing. They've been growing all winter and they usually go dormant. And mine have just been, I mean, they've started growing a little bit more now that it's getting warmer, but they've still been growing all winter, and that's never happened to me before. So I do think that this fertilizer combo is definitely helping.
And Kira is asking us here in the chat, what kind of grow lights do you use? What brand?
Some of them are, most of them, well, I have several. A lot of them are the Sansi brand because they're cheaper. And then, so I have some of them that are like the clip-on where you can like move around the little head, but they basically just work for like one or two plants. I do have the light bulbs, the bigger light bulbs, and I have all different strengths. I have one in here that's like 35 watts. I have
Lumens?
15 watts.
Oh, what?
But then I also have the, what's that expensive one? Soltech. I have two of those in my ceiling in the dining room on top of like a whole lot of plants in there. And they really like that. And I have one in the bathroom, a Soltech as well. And they really like those lights too. Those are
And
expensive.
what? Yeah. What's your schedule for turning on those road lights?
I usually just have them all turn on about 9 in the morning. And then I just have them on for like 12 hours. Like pretty much every light in the house just stays on for 12 hours.
And
Here with
how?
my LED lights, I do a 12-hour schedule and just they're on a timer,
Yeah.
which is so amazing because you don't have to
Yes.
think about it. So if you're looking into lights for inside, make sure that you get a timer feature because it is so helpful. The
Yes.
only time that you have to think about it is if you have like a power outage and then you have to reset it.
Yeah, my husband turned the power off doing the dog room stuff, and so none of mine are on the schedule anymore. And now I need to just like wake up a little bit early because I get up and I go do stuff, and I'm like, oh, I need to go turn all the lights on. So I need to get up early and turn them all on or something.
I have a friend that has shared her stories with the grow lights, and she's like, I'm the worst host ever. Like, let's say we go party out and somebody goes stays at our home. It's a condo, so it only has like one room, and so whoever's gonna stay is gonna stay in the living room. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, you're gonna see this bright light. Like flash you out, and you're in the middle of the night. You're trying to recover from a hangover, and it's the worst place to be in. Is it
So Daniel,
expensive? Is it
I
expensive for you guys on your experience to have those lights on, or are they pretty inexpensive to keep them on?
mine are LEDs, so they're very energy efficient, and I also only have one like bookshelf that has them on them. So I probably don't have as many as Shelly does. And
Yeah, I
I
have
was gonna
like
say, Daniel, I know you invited others, so I'm gonna hop off and still stay joined and in the comments, but that'll allow you to invite someone else to
Okay,
come into the discussion.
let's
Okay?
let's give it a try. If it doesn't work, I might have to end
I'll
the
come
live
back.
and restart.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
come back.
sounds good. Thank you. Let's see. Let's see if it works. It looks like it's still she's still there.
It
You're
does
still
look
here.
like I'm still here. It's like that. Like it's like no, you can't go away. So here I am. Oh, here we go. Leave.
All right. Okay, there you
there we
are.
go.
Let's see if Kyra can join in. All right, Shelly. So, in the meantime, what do you? I had a question, and I completely forgot about it. Do you have any questions for me, or any topics that you want to talk about?
Um, no, sorry. Someone said, what color light does it give out? It's it's mostly just a natural color light. Like, I mean, you can kind of see my lamp or whatever is kind of like a more yellow light, and the grow light over there is kind of more like
The
a
white.
white light. But then like that one is a little bit more blue, but I think that's just because it's inside of the black thing. So just wanted to answer that real
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. Thank you. Let's
Daylight,
hop out
yeah.
and then let's jump back in, so because it might just be an error, and maybe they can jump in back again.
Okay.
Let me close it out real quick, and then we'll be right back. Thank you, guys.